Welcome to Nameless Debate Radio, where radioactivity is contagious. You can join us in broadening our minds on the Nameless Debates Discord via the link below and even feature here yourself, if you've got what it takes.
Strictly speaking, I do like Canada as a country. It's very similar to Australia in some ways, at least. More than America is. But you guys are like the New Zealanders of the North Americas. You guys just need to accept reality and accept that you're part of America.
Roasted.
I don't see a French colonization in America, dude.
You don't see. I think they surrendered and left.
Are those the Canadians? Damn it.
Yes.
Gotta read up.
America just needs to. Trump needs to stop thinking about Mexico and a war. He needs to think about the North and seizing that land. Just like seizing that prime land up there. He needs to invade, take Canada, then he can have all of like Alaska down.
Dude, you're gonna fucking trigger Terrence.
Terrence, you need to stand for Canada, and you need to build the southern wall to Canada. Just wall yourself out.
I think Canadian people would fucking torture people by injecting maple syrup in their veins.
You have to think about where they'd be injecting. Good
What?
pause. When I was at Canada, I was expecting the place to smell like maple syrup. I was disappointed. Didn't smell like maple syrup. You guys need to up your game.
I have some maple syrup.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff, right?
If you scratch the money, it smells like maple syrup.
That's true, though. Your money smells like maple syrup. That's just weird. What? Is that intentional? Is that an actual feature, or?
Yeah, it's
dude,
like
it's
the
intentional.
sticker thing. Yeah, you scratch it.
Their money is scratch and sniff.
Okay, maybe. I don't really care either way. Aussie money is
Canadians
superior.
are so fascinated with lotteries.
I don't know about lotteries, but gambling.
Gambling too.
You guys really do like hockey. Not like, no kidding. Holy crap.
I'm not too much of a fan of hockey, but
Are you Canadian?
no.
That's why.
That could be it.
And poutine is kind of disgusting. Just saying.
Dude, you have no taste in food.
The hell is poutine?
What's the best?
It's
Dude, what's
chips.
the best thing you ever tasted?
Like Asian cooking. You wouldn't be familiar with it. I don't even know the name of it.
I am. I'm from Bangladesh, dude. What the fuck?
No, I'm talking about like Malaysian cuisine. I don't know.
Oh yes, I'm familiar. Yeah, I'm familiar with those as well.
Why are you from all the places? Anyway,
No, I'm not from there. I'm familiar with culinary.
Like char kway teow. Do you know the dish?
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, good dish. Made of rice noodles.
I guess they never miss.
Huh.
Yeah, there we go.
But
Malaysian cuisine is overpowered.
what kind of food do you like? Like, especially like wholesome soul food.
A variety.
Fringy spices.
I get bored. It's just a variety. Like I'll mix it up. I'll have Italian, then Japanese, maybe Indian, then something. I don't know. Whatever.
Okay.
How perception affects truth, and how truth affects person or society. Well, I think that each of us kind of exists.
Midnight. You should read out the full question if you're gonna respond to it.
Oh, okay. So as Azrael's said, He doesn't mean to intrude, but he's been listening and wondering about our ideas on how perception affects truth and how that truth affects person and or society. Yeah, so that's the question.
Is truth based on consensus?
Well, I mean, everything to
generally,
me,
not like what is, but what is considered the truth, right?
to me, everything comes in through perception. You perceive other people, you perceive their consensus, right? All of that has to become like all that's filtered through your own experience. It is your
All of it comes into you through the
exactly.
fucking
Who the
Purvis. Purvis. I'll wreck you.
What I
You
do?
fucking crinkling some bullshit, motherfucker.
Drop
I
that
got some
shit right
fucking
now.
cheese and
Dude, you
tortillas.
fucking like crinkled the packet into your microphone for
I did
5 straight
not.
seconds. You did, dude.
I might
Anyway,
have.
like so all of it's filtered, all of it's presented to us as like an experience that you have. Then we are categorize, conceptualize, right? And I think that at some point in time we have a language, and then the language itself dictates how you can and can't think about the world you appear to be in. And that's interesting because it means that
I
there's
accept that.
it means that there's some ideas that might not occur
Be
to you
available
because,
at the moment.
yeah. Some ideas are going to be more available to you because of your language, and some that are
Yes.
less available to you.
Yes.
How do you explain flat earthers?
Terrence!
What
Terrence!
though?
The thing about being fucking derailing.
So,
Okay.
so we can eat for the sake of discussion. We can easily just, but just because we're all looking at it and
You
all
cut out,
experiencing it. Oh, flat earthers are somehow they experience the same world I do, and they infer that the planet is flat. It's actually kind of a interesting scenario.
Yeah, but they use their intuitions, right? So that's like really fucked up because you're like they have the same sensory information, but you're conceptualizing it differently.
Yes. Yeah. I would happily say that if me and a flat earther were to talk about predicting the world, I should be able to come out ahead. For them to kind of keep up, they're going to have to add in all these ad hoc ideas just to save themselves. They're not going to be able to outpace me. They're just going to be able to keep up at best. Right?
Yes,
And it's
but
gonna
it
be a
doesn't
lot.
matter to them because they have come to the conclusion with their intuitions, with their framework of linguistics, and with their epistemology, however fucked up that is.
Yeah.
So, like, why should he listen to you?
Oh, I'm not saying he will.
Oh, no, I'm not saying he will either, but I'm saying why should he?
Well, I think if you were to share my idea of science and what makes for good thinking, then that person would favor simplicity and potency, particularly when they occur together, right? And I'm saying that I have a conception of the world that is simpler. It requires less saving, right? It
Man,
lines up with the world better.
It sounds like you're talking about what I think, eh?
Occam's razor?
Yeah, dude. Like, the principle of parsimony is like fundamental to the way that I think about the world.
I'm not saying
Fundamental.
it's perfectly simple because I am, at least to their view, I might be saying a couple of ludicrous things that they think are conjecturing too much. But I think on the whole, where I come ahead isn't necessarily, won't always be simplicity, but it will be efficacy. It should be able to outpace it. They're just going to have to constantly inject in all these ad hocs. That's what it's going to take. Right? For me, something like the GPS works because the world is flat and the orbit I don't need to give you a 5-star. I don't need to give you a 5-step theory on why a GPS appears to work on a spherical basis, but actually is working on a flat wall.
What about something more correlated to logic, right? What about saying the flying spaghetti monster did it?
How in the hell? I mean, that's
Like,
not in.
yo, wait. So basically, you would make better predictions about reality than someone who isn't looking at reality the way you are, right?
If I'm right, yeah. It's like an arms race.
So better predictions equals to better
A better model
motion
equals a
models.
better
Right?
model fits reality better. That's it. That's what it means to have a good model. It just fits reality closely. Doesn't have to be perfect, but yeah.
But isn't But you see, it's like flat earthers consider the flat earth as their reality, right?
Yes, they do. And this partially answers Azriel's question. One thing is,
Oh yeah.
one thing that's important is that this is like an ongoing process. It has momentum, right? So if you start out as a flat earther, what you're going to try and do is fit reality to a flat earth, right? And that's going to skew. Like you have the same perception as me, but your project is to try and kind of make your worldview fit what you see, and you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do that for quite a long time.
And to put it simply as well, like what you unconsciously do is you sort of like accidentally remember the times that the evidence matched up with what you thought it would, and you forget most of the times it doesn't.
Yep.
Weird flex, but okay.
That's true. It's a like recognized cognitive bias, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yup.
So I mean,
I'm just kidding.
I'm not sure that the versions of the truth. The truth's a bit of a weird word, and at least when I'm talking, it's what's going to happen is that different models, rival models, right? You got the flat Earth model. You got my Earth is a spheroid.
Please don't say that.
What?
Flat Earth. I mean, it is a model, but it sounds
Yeah,
so.
It's definitely not a model of truth, dude.
Yeah, but it still is a model.
Truth's not going to be the word I want to use here. What I'm going to say is that you can say that they're in competition, right? And all I'm going to say is I will just assert that the flat Earth model will tend to bloat in order to keep up, right? The loss isn't necessarily that they can't explain everything. With enough ad hocing, they can explain it all, right? But their little multiple bloats to ridiculous sizes to do it, right? It's like, you know, a laundry list of exceptions, begging,
Of
so
course.
on.
I mean that's an objection that I'm predisposed to agree with. Though.
Yeah, and I think that's like you know, an arms race is like a nice kind of way of describing it. It's a bit of an arms race, and I've got basically the model that's going to just perform better, just better performance.
It's too
Well, I mean,
complicated.
I don't personally think that your model would perform better than mine, but you know, we've talked about that.
Oh,
These are models with regard to explaining natural phenomena, so ours should be pretty much identical, provided we
Well,
both
they're identical up to the degree that you admit that you don't know much about ontology, and I'm basing like everything else I know about the world in what I know about ontology.
Yeah, sure. Though I don't think the difference makes. So, you know, like I said, I don't think it makes any.
Well, we had a long argument though, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm talking about endpoints, right? So between you and me, we're both going to give about the same description of GPS quantum physics, any kind of natural phenomena, it's going to have roughly the same description. So it's not going to.
Yeah, but the way that you manage to justify your opinions and the things that you know about the world is going to differ drastically from the way that I justify mine.
Yes, but it doesn't matter as long as our models kind of fit reality. It's fine.
Well, I mean, I think it does matter to people though, because people prefer explanations both which fit reality and which are justified.
I think you never get to. I think when you have more criterion, you nearly always get pulled to consider which one counts for more, right?
But you can still value both. You don't like it's not.
Oh, you can value both, but you'll nearly always get scenarios, situation that you're gonna have to choose eventually.
I'm guessing at what you said, but you cut out.
Oh, I feel like you're going to get torn between the two criterion because what'll happen is you might get a scenario where logic demands one thing and fitting reality to that demands another.
No, logic
I mean,
doesn't.
Wait a minute. Doesn't logic demand that you fit your logic to reality?
Well, like I said, we outlined earlier the issues with something like quantum gravity, right? So
yeah, but that's
itself.
Wait. That's evidence that we have not yet figured out how to map our logic to reality. Not that we're not trying.
Its current form is equivalent to a reductio ad absurdum. So if you
That's
were
not the point. The point is that we don't, dude. We explain it very easily, right? There are theories that work at different scopes, and we don't understand why or how they're supposed to mesh, and maybe they don't. Maybe something integrates the ideas, but like puts them in a way that isn't contradictory, and we wouldn't know if that was the case.
Yeah. So what I'm suggesting, what I'm getting at, is the idea that you already, prior to this, already decided efficacy is slightly more than internal consistency, for example. Right?
I don't accept that. I put consistency in general above efficacy.
Yeah, I really efficacy and consistency in general are like identical.
They are not. They are not identical. You're very wrong about that.
What I prefer to talk about is how well your model fits reality.
You're talking about measurable, observable, phenomenological consistency. I'm talking about consistency in general, ontologically.
Like consistency and novelty?
No, what the difference is. I really don't.
There's a difference between consistency and novelty and consistency in general.
Like ontologically speaking, what I mean when I'm talking about consistency is I'm talking about the consistency that exists in the definition of what objects are. Like the objective world's definition of what an object is.
Okay.
Yeah, that consistency is what I'm referring to when I say consistency in general. That's different to the consistency you're talking about.
Yep, I'm talking about the fit to the phenomenology, which I'm happy with.
I know, and I'm saying like I use that and then I go a little bit further, and that's the difference between our opinions.
Right. I'm only interested in the fit for the phenomenological world. As long as it fits that, we're good.
No, but you can explain the phenomenological world better if you look a little harder. Or a little closer.
Sure. As long as you're fitting it, you're fitting it. There's not much to be said about it.
But you can fit it better, though. That's the point. And isn't that the goal?
That would be the point.
That's what she said.
Best.
That's the goal, right?
The point is to fit the phenomenological experience, right?
Yeah, so if you could fit it better, don't you want to?
You are fitting. That's the point. You are fitting it better. Like, that's it.
No. I'm saying, like, if you could fit it better than you're fitting it now, wouldn't you want that?
But you can't. You are just simply fitting.
No, you
That's
can.
You can.
You can fit it better over time.
Because, like we were talking about, we're talking about biases,
that's what we're doing.
right? The more that you learn about the way that, like, knowledge works and stuff like that, and the way that your perception works, the better job you do of compensating for it when you're thinking about your perceptions of the world.
Yeah, that's also an element of fitting to phenomenological.
Yes, but but like when that happens, like you're fitting your phenomenological world to the facts of reality.
The facts of reality is something you cannot cross-check against.
No, but your phenomenological world is based on them, dude.
Yeah, but you can't check. So like it's
But
sort of like
the point is that some of them are phenomenological.
what?
Some of the facts of the actual world are phenomenological. That's why the phenomenological world is here.
I mean, they all are phenomenological. So I'm
No,
not
they're
sure.
not. That's the mistake, dude.
Dude, there's a difference between existence and what is.
Shut up, Terrence.
Okay. Regardless, what I'm saying is, you have your phenomenological, if a phenomenological reality is a hand, right? Then I only care for fitting a glove around it.
No, but the glove that you're fitting around it is actually like
Mhm.
only you've only got the inside bit of the glove, dude.
What?
You only have the bit of the glove where your hand goes in. You don't have the exterior bit outside there.
I disagree. I mean, I look at physics. I
Well,
think
I
it's got
mean that's
very
the
vast.
observation that I'm making. Yeah, you know the inside. You don't know how the outside constitutes the inside, though.
Oh, I don't need to know that. Like, so when
I
I look
don't
at,
accept that.
so
You have to know the obverse of what reality.
I don't obverse. I know that's a word. It's just evades me right now. But what I'm saying is like, so if I want to know, if I want to talk about microscopic, the world as it is microscopic, right? I just consult physics. I don't need
What do
to
you mean the
dabble in
world as it
metaphysics.
is, dude? Do you know what the world means?
I'm talking about the phenomenological world. You know that, right?
Yeah, and that seems silly to me. Why are you limiting
Why?
the world to? Because why would you limit the world to phenomenology, dude?
But why shouldn't I?
Because the world constitutes a basis for for your phenomenological experience of it, right? But insofar as like subjectivity exists in the world is more primal than subjectivity, obviously. Like,
Like,
obviously, you believe in the theory of evolution, so you believe that the
Mhm.
subjective phenomenological experience of the world evolved from non-phenomenological matter.
Is it an
chemical
objective
evolution.
phenomenological experience of the world?
What? Subjective.
No. Yes, you're saying that. So is there an objective phenomenological experience?
Yes, but it's called subjectivity.
The objective phenomenological experience is called subjective.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
Oh, dude, that's a good one, in sync.
What?
That's a pretty good one.
I'm gonna write that down, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's
Wait,
like,
the
damn.
objective phenomenological experience of the world is subjectivity.
Yep.
Yes.
Damn.
No, not making sense to me.
That's okay, dude.
The
Maybe,
universe looking at itself, objectivity looking at itself is subjectivity, right? Objectivity encompasses subjectivity. Subjectivity arises out of objectivity. Do you get
what
it
was
now?
the
So you realize that the phenomenological experience is that which is perceived by human beings. Since human beings are subject, all of it is subjective, right?
No, but the thing you're
It
not
is the
understanding,
notion of
dude,
it.
is that
Humans are not
like,
objects.
dude,
Yeah.
dude, phenomenology is fundamentally a subjective perception of the way things are.
Yes, it's how we break down the wave function of reality in spookier senses.
The wave function of reality.
I don't know what Terrence is talking about, dude. Just ignore him.
But yeah, no. The phenomenological, right, is to do with human experience. Human experience is subjective.
It's
Not
to do with subjective experience, not just human experience.
Yes,
well.
experience itself. What is experience, though?
Yeah, it's to do with like the fact that subjectivity have experiences of the world with particular perspectives, and that's different from the world itself, and that's the whole point. Like when you're talking about something that's like phenomenologically the case, it is consistent with perception. You have to understand that there's an obvious and necessary distinction to be made between that which is consistent with perception and that which is consistent with what actually is.
So objectivity
Yes,
produces
but
subjectivity.
there's no anchor to saying what is consistent actually
but
is, because we don't experience
the
it.
thing is that what actually is the anchor for phenomenological truth.
Yes,
Yes,
that would
so
be
we have to talk about it when we're talking
yeah, no,
about
no.
things being phenomenologically true.
Yeah, it's what underlies it, right? So there is a noumena that inspires the phenomena, right? But it is not clear to us how the phenomena is related to. That's the part that's tough.
Thank you for listening. Like, share, subscribe, and join us in the Nameless Debates Discord. We hope to see you there.